What's up, gamers? Today you've unlocked the new job framework. It's a 7-step path that helps you get a new job. Let's jump into it. Step 1, reflect. Take an inventory of yourself right now. What don't you like about your job? What do you like? Is there anything that you want to keep or discard about your job? You don't want to rush this step, because if you go too far and do all this work to get a new job, you post on all these job boards, you ask a bunch of friends, and then you finally get to the job, and then you end up in the same situation as you are right now. Take a step back, think about exactly what you like and dislike about your current job right now. Be specific about it. Don't say everything. If you say everything, okay, fine, but be specific. Say, I don't like cold calling. I don't like working with Excel. I don't like making PowerPoints. I don't like having to deal with the corporate bullshit that's going on around me. Be specific about what don't you like. Step 2 is to set achievement markers. What are your priorities in life? So maybe your priorities are having a job that allows you to be out of the office, allows you to live in a certain location, accessible by public transportation, a lot of money. These are your priorities in finding a new job. Sort them. Which ones are the ones that are the most important for you in life, that if you didn't have this one, it would be a completely unfulfilling job? Nothing up there? Great. That means you're going to be willing to take multiple different options. Well, I don't want to do anything. Think more. It means you have those priorities, but you just haven't uncovered them yet. Once you've created your priorities list and you know exactly what things that you want in your future job and what things you don't want in your future job and what things are most important, you're gonna move on to step 3, actually creating the options. So you're gonna spend time brainstorming about what jobs might fit into this top 3 priorities that you've listed. I want a job that has flexibility of time, no sales calls, and ability to work remotely. So now that you have these 3, actually dial into what jobs exist in what industries that you might be able to get a job in. You might not have a skill set for these certain industries to meet these requirements. That's going to be up to you to decide if you want to take the time to learn more skills to make sure that you can hit those priorities, or do you want to concede on some of these priorities in order to get a job that you can have right now. You're going to have to make that choice. But the important piece about creating these options is you're never going to be able to choose an option that you haven't come up with. Let that sink in for a second. You're never going to be able to choose an option that you have not come up with. The best option that you take will be the best one that you come up with. Actually take some time to brainstorm your options at this step, because if you rush this step, you are limiting your own self into subpar options. It's going to be on you to create the best one. Step 4, once you have your options out and you have your priorities list, try and acquire more information at a quick rate. My favorite way of doing this is to reach out to all sorts of people that might be in that position right now, or might be in that company right now, and ask them what their experience is. What is their day-to-day life like? What do they do on a normal day? What sort of skills do they need to have in that job to be successful? Did they learn it on the job? How many years have they been in the industry? Is it possible to get this job cold, or do you need a recommendation? There's all sorts of questions that you need to ask to try and get your foot in the door. Your job is to get as much information as possible before you start taking massive action. Regardless, there's always going to be information that you miss, but the more information you get up front, the less headaches you will have in actually getting a new job. Step 5, you need to determine fit in the job. Are you worthy of this position? Do you have the skills necessary to complete this position? Yeah, I know it says that you need 3 to 5 years of experience. That's actually a lie. I talk about that in another video. But do you actually have the hard skills necessary to make it happen? You want to have at least half the skills that are on that job requirements thing. You might be able to learn the other half on the job, but you want to make sure that you can actually achieve the job, or else you're going to get in and you're going to be overwhelmed and overloaded, and you're not going to know what to be doing, even though you had all these 3 priorities met. Step 6, start questing. This is your time to take action. Get out there, meet as many people as possible that have that position, are in that company, and get actual meetings with them, either on the phone or in person. I recommend in person if you're social. On the phone, if you're not too social, I wouldn't recommend doing it over email, because that takes a lot of time and people often skim it and won't give you the time of day. But if you're in their face or you're talking to them, you have their personal attention, that is where you want to be. So you want to actually go on this quest to try and get this job now. If you have to get it through a recommendation, that definitely means you're gonna have to work through people. If there's a bunch of job sites open for it, maybe you work through the job sites. Maybe you go to a career counselor back at your previous alma mater. Normally, these previous alma maters have career counseling centers that you can go to for free, and they will be more than happy to help you out. You need to actually take action on this part. You can't just wish it into existence. It doesn't really work like that. Make sure your LinkedIn's up to date. Make sure your resume is up to date. Include relevant information on your resume, not just any old information. This step is where you want to actually get in touch with the job or the position that you're after. Really jump in and say, who do I need to be? What sort of skills might I need to learn in order to get this position? And you might be able to show off different skill sets you already have that would woo them over into having them hire you. Step 7. If you haven't gotten a job yet, what you're gonna need to do is go through steps 3 through 6 again. Maybe you got knocked off course at some point. Maybe you didn't do enough information gathering. Maybe you are talking to the wrong people. Repeat those steps over and over again, and I guarantee you will get a job if you put enough effort into it. You will be able to achieve those markers and those priorities if you actually give it the time of day. It might take a long time. If you need something really short term, you might have to concede on some of these points. That's gonna suck. But make sure in your head you're still driving towards these in the long term. Be always open to new opportunities that are arising around you, because when your brain is calibrated to be looking for these things first, you're gonna notice a lot more opportunities. In addition, talk to your friends. Your friends all know different people, and they might hear about some job that pops up right in line with what you're wanting. It's okay to be honest that your job isn't the best, but know what you're after. Because if you don't know what you're after, then you're just complaining. And nobody likes it when somebody's like, oh my God, my job sucks. I really hate it. I want to quit. It's like, okay, well, what are you doing about it? Oh my God, I don't know, but I just don't like it. Don't be like that. Please. Actually have your priorities straight. I hate my job, but here's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for flexibility of time, no sales calls, and ability to work remotely. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to ask specific questions or request specific content, join my Facebook group page, Gaming Life. The link is above here. Thanks for watching. Game on.